All right. We have, how about JR?
Now I have a comment.
Oh, hi.
Okay.
Yeah, this is regarding what you were saying about the evolution and the mindset. Well, first of all, there's been too much dictation going around, like with the government and with how you say people should be a certain type. I don't understand that.
I'm not necessarily sure I understand what you mean.
You say that this atheist experience is the right way, and it's like you're putting it as it's the only way to live.
No, we didn't say
No.
that.
Well, that's the impression I'm getting.
Well, I happen to believe that having a rational mindset, personally, I believe, is the best way to live your life. And for me, what's the problem with somebody believing? I would be more concerned about somebody who's saying that they don't believe they're living the best life possible.
Because you can't just rationalize life that way.
Well, I'm not talking about a rationalization.
Well, life is an existence that you have to come to some understanding with.
Says who?
Well, I agree.
Well, I mean,
There has to
But
be
it's
a
hard to
point
tell what you mean.
there has to be a point of what?
to our existence.
There has to be a point to our existence. You're saying that, okay, so you're talking about basically there has to be some meaning to your life. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, there
And-
has to be some reason why you're living.
Sure, lots of reasons.
And it's, like I said before, it's not just mechanical mechanisms and things of that nature.
Well, I don't know that I necessarily said we knew for sure that it was all mechanical or even hinted in that direction.
There has to be some explanation to why you're breathing.
Yes.
Okay, well, study science, physics, and evolution, and there's your explanation.
Okay, but those things only pertain to science. Science, you see,
Yes.
That's true.
and that's just another theory that
No, it's-
hasn't been proven. That's just like an analyzation of what's taking place on Earth.
Yes, and that's what's taking place on Earth.
I'm not sure what you're saying in that science is just another theory.
Because it's just
I
like
think
looking
what-
under a car engine, where you can see where the pistons move in the motor and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can analyze that.
Right?
But you can't really just sit there and analyze, well, this is how I breathe and walk,
Sure you can.
and this is what gave me this movement, you know.
Why do you
Well-
think you can't do that? That's exactly what science does.
Well, you can say you're doing that, but you
Right.
can't sit here and convince me
I think-
that it's
I think
just
what
on-
you would like to say is that there needs to be an externally imposed, intelligently assigned motivation for your life. Is that what you're saying?
well, basically, I believe that there has to be some creator of all of this.
Why?
Because if there wasn't a creator of all of this would not exist.
Prove it.
Okay, the proof is all around you. The proof is yourself.
I see all kinds of things around me that don't apparently have a creator.
Well,
I see rocks and stuff that are laid around completely at random.
okay, but you don't operate on gasoline. You don't have a battery pack.
Right?
Okay, so there
I
has to be-
operate on fuel derived from food.
You operate on food derived from food.
Fuel. The fuel, the battery, the gasoline you're talking about. Sure, I don't want to pour gasoline into me because I'm not a car engine. The fuel that I run on is food.
Yeah, you know,
Plants and animals.
plants can run on sunlight. They use photosynthesis. But if I just sit around in the sun and expect to get energy from it, I'll die of starvation. Different kinds of things use different kinds of fuel.
Okay, well, what keeps that going? What keeps that cycle turning until you pass away?
Well, the energy from the sun.
The energy from the sun.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically that's what it comes down to.
Well, that can't be the bottom line because the sun has to have some source of its energy.
It does have a source for its energy.
Okay, where does that source come from?
Where did it come from? Or
Now, who provides this source?
what makes you think there's
Why
a
do you
who?
say who?
Well, what if
You're
you don't
assuming-
like that term? Then what provides the
Well,
source?
let me ask you a question in return. I'm gonna assume, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that what you're after is it's God, right?
There has to be a God.
Okay, so what provides how does God keep working? What provides the energy for God?
Well, what provides the energy for God is the spiritual realm.
Okay, what provides the energy for the spiritual realm?
It's the beginning of
Where-
all creation.
Okay, where did that come from?
That came from way back in biblical times, to where when you read in the Bible, it states that there were giants and, you know,
Okay,
things that you
but we
would
just
not see today.
wait. Were the giants before God?
They were before Christ.
Okay.
Okay, but
We're talking
getting
about the
nowhere
beginning
here.
of time and the origin. I don't think we're actually going to make any headway.
Okay,
I understand.
he is the
I
origin.
understand essentially what you're talking about,
Yeah.
and this is a common, argument. And there are answers. What?
Well, you're not giving me any other explanation to why I breathe and blink and things.
I've given you an explanation for the fuel. We have the theory of evolution for one process, or the speciation or the differentiation of species. There are a number of scientific theories regarding abiogenesis. There's the Big Bang theory regarding origins. But the answer is, in truth, if you want to know where did it all come from, the answer is we don't know. And that includes everybody, including the people who think they believe that God did it. They don't know that for a fact, and you're just assuming that there is a God. And anytime you've tried to make an argument on behalf of that, you start with the assumption that there had to be a God. But that's an unproven assumption.
Okay, in response to that, I have not seen on any newscast where some creature has transformed into a man or is in the process of growing fingers and arms.
Okay, this is too much to cover on this show, but you completely don't understand how evolution would work.
Well, I've made my
And
point.
I'm not,
I haven't seen
I'm not
any
trying
evidence.
to insult you there.
And you know
but
what?
If you
If you
check
can-
out this link here, it explains some of the common misconceptions about evolution,
the evidence
including
of life.
You haven't provided
including
any
the
evidence.
complete misrepresentation that basically says, well, if evolution is true, then cats should turn into people.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
That